When Jonathan was 10.5 months old, he became ill, severely ill, and as a result, to make a long story short, he became profoundly disabled. In fact, his diagnosis is multiple disabilities. So he has some autism, he has problems with his vision and hearing, he's pretty much nonverbal. And so his life has been a life of therapies. We've seen little miracles all along the way that he has confounded the medical profession regularly with what he can do, that he's not stuck in a wheelchair, he's not stuck not being able to walk or not being able to run or he can jump on the trampoline. He can do a lot of things, and especially along the way we've seen that he's in there. A lot of times it's hard to see, but he's in there, and every once in a while we get a glimpse to see that he's as capable as anybody else, but he's trapped inside these disabilities. So when we get those glimpses, it's a real blessing. This story starts in September, where Jonathan became ill again, and we learned another lesson about God and faith. I really had no idea that we would end up in the middle of a real live miracle. You hear about it from everybody else, but you never really think it will happen to you. I guess that says something about our faith right there.
On September 8, right after breakfast, I heard Jonathan in the bathroom screaming, crying, saying, "Help me, Mama, help me." And went to the bathroom to discover that he was doubled over in pain. So, he has a difficult time drinking water. I assumed that he had a urinary tract infection and took him directly to the doctor to see if we could get some antibiotics for him. And was really shocked when the doctor came back and said there's no bacteria in his urine at all. But what we did find is that he has hematuria, which is basically minute amounts of blood in the urine, and that he has elevated uric acid. At this point, I suspect that your son has kidney stones, is what the doctor told me. And so I was pretty shocked and left and was told to come back the next day for more blood work. The next day when we came back, the doctor told me that it didn't matter what I did. I'd been researching options to see if we could dissolve his kidney stones. He said if it's uric acid, they won't dissolve. That it's just not going to work that way. And the test results that they got back that day on Jonathan's blood work indicated that he may have had Wilson's disease, which is a form of kidney disease. So the doctor scheduled a CAT scan to see if they could find kidney stones, if perhaps there were kidney stones, or to see if there was Wilson's disease, to find out how much damage had occurred to the kidneys. On Sunday night, unusually, we went to the Loveland campus to go to Grace Place there that night. We had brought a family member, and that night Clay was preaching, and as he was preaching, and I was thinking about the past week, all week long I'd been praying, oh God, please let Jonathan have kidney stones. Please don't let him have kidney disease. And so as he was preaching, I just was impressed that I needed to go get Jonathan and take him out of the kids section, the Sunday school, and bring him up to have hands laid on him. It was like the Bible says, if any of you is sick, bring him forward and have the elders lay hands on him. And I just thought, I need to do this, even though in my mind I was thinking, I haven't even been fasting. I should have been fasting and praying, and I just kept thinking, there is nothing you can do. This is all about what God can do, not about what you can do, Diana. And so I brought Jonathan up forward, and they laid hands on him and prayed for him and anointed him. That night when we were putting Jonathan to bed and saying prayers with him, I asked him, Jonathan, how much does God love you? And he went through his arms wide open, which is his way of saying, an awful lot, Mom. And then I asked him, Jonathan, do you believe that God's going to make you well? And he said, oh yes. We went and got to the hospital, at McKee Hospital, on Tuesday morning. and had the CAT scan and additional blood work. The CAT scan came out perfectly clean. There was nothing that showed up. The blood work came out perfectly clean. When we did the follow-up at the doctor's office, the doctor said, there is no way that this could just happen. We've got to send you down to a urologist, a pediatric urologist in Denver. So we took Jonathan down to the pediatric urologist in Denver. He could find absolutely nothing wrong with Jonathan. I asked him if it was possible that the blood was in his urine because he was dehydrated. The doctor said no. That kind of blood in the urine is copious. There's a lot of it. Very easy to see it. And I asked him, well, is it possible that Jonathan just passed the kidney stones? Is it possible that he just passed them? And he said if he was having that much pain urinating, that he would have been in the emergency room if he was passing kidney stones, that the kidney stones with uric acid, it's a big deal. So that there was no way that, and ultimately he decided that the general practitioners here in Loveland had just made a mistake. He said there's nothing wrong with him, they just must have made a mistake, they must have misread things. That was his answer. Of course, we knew different.
It's easy to think that miracles happen to other people. It's a lot harder to believe that miracles can happen in our own family, that we can experience it ourselves. And I came away too just impressed with Jonathan's faith, that they had prayed, they'd asked God to heal him, and okay, he'll do it. I believe he will. That's the whole point of the story. It's all a gift.